Life is all about being positive, fun, energetic, and having a good time. We've got an expert that makes this happen all over the place. Check it out. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Your Little Castle Show. Big Papa G. Not Big Papi. Big DJ Big Papa G. That's who's in the studio. Not Big Papi. Big Papi's played for the Red Sox.
Yeah, I wish I had that money.
But they'll remember that I said it now.
Yeah, of course.
Big Papa G in the house. BigPapaG.com, 618-334-5233. If you need, you and I have done some events together.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
And lit the place up. He made it easy for me. All I had to do was run around as a Cardinal Cowboy. I didn't have to play all the music and make the crowd get going. That's what your job did. And awesome. I remember a few of the events, but Forest Park, I think one time maybe.
Yeah, yep. That sounds familiar. Yeah, actually, yeah. That sounds familiar.
Another one we did out for the Realtors of St. Louis.
Which is a great group all the time. Every time I do the events for them, they're awesome. So
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for somebody who understands how to make the crowd into an awesome, fun event, fun group for a great event, then this is what we're here to talk about. With that, we'll give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. Now, that little castle might have been involved with having a party or two, and maybe that party had Big Papa G as your DJ at the event. So with that, Big Papa G, welcome to the studio.
Well, thank you. This is
welcome
awesome.
to your little castle show.
I know, I love it. This is amazing. I'm really enjoying it. I was like, ooh, professional and everything. I feel all important now all of a sudden.
Well, we for those who are high level people, we got to fit the part, right? We got to make it look good for our experts. But very exciting stuff. Well, tell me a little. But you've been doing this over 25 years, right?
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to DJ for about 25 years or more, actually, out of New York City. I was born and raised in the Bronx, so I moved here about 19 years ago. And then 13 years ago, I started my own company, which was Big Papa G Entertainment. And mostly it was, to raise some extra money, have the kids, and not have to worry about future college and all that stuff, hopefully. And so I started, dabbling into something that was my hobby now into kind of a business. And, we had tons of DJs all over the place. You know that. You've seen DJs. Yeah. We have DJs everywhere.
A lot of good friends, yeah.
So, and it's awesome, and I enjoy it, and you learn from people, but one of the major things was like, what's going to be my thing? Like, I need a niche, I need something. And so, by chance, with one person, actually from the realtor group, Coldwell Bankers, my girl, Mary Chan, she asked me, hey, Greg, I know you have that radio voice. I need you to do an event for us. And I know you're a DJ. So, we were scheduled to do a regular trivia night. And those are fun, but, I laugh because sometimes, as the MC, you get the answers, you get the questions. And I'm like, I don't understand these questions or the answers, but, hey, I'm getting paid. But she came out, and just before her show, a week before her show, she comes out and she tells me, hey, Greg, you're a DJ. Can you do a round of music, like something that we can hear music? So I was like, all right, I'll figure it out. And then I figured out TV theme songs. I'll play about 10 of those and, work on that. So I did that, and when she heard that idea, she came out and she said, hey, I like this. Can we do more? So in 1 week, I put together my first ever music trivia, which was nonstop music, interactive, and it was fun for the crowd, meaning like I wanted them to sing. I wanted them to dance. I wanted them to do the things that I wish I would do at a regular trivia night. Because half the time I'm at a trivia night that I would go to, with friends and stuff, it's mostly hanging out with our friends, drinking, eating, just hanging out. Like, the trivia half the time, like, we all went to school, and half of that trivia is, like, over our heads. Like, don't tell me, like, who's the 15th Pope of, and all this other, like, it was just stuff like it was so hard. And again, even as an MC, I did the same thing. And I'm, like, reading these questions, like, I wouldn't, like, it's not fun. So with that experiment, that's where I said, this is my niche now. And so that's where I started the music trivia. And then, I changed it up. That's why I call it, the home of the original music trivia experience, because we do, I do more than just regular trivia. Everything's pretty much coming out of the system, all the rounds. I changed it from the typical 10 round, 10 answers to 8 rounds, 8 answers. And then I started throwing in things like a dance contest. and then other fun stuff that we can do. So I have finished the lyrics. I tell them in advance, hey, this is not your regular trivia night. This is all about having a good time. I want you to walk out of here laughing. I want you to walk out of here singing, dancing, sweating, whatever the case was. It just happened this past Saturday. There's a snowstorm. But Smithton, Illinois decided they still wanted to do the music trivia, so I drove all the way through there. And we had over 300 people there dancing, singing, knowing that at 10:30 at night when they walk out the doors, we're still in a snowstorm. But they all live nearby. I don't. But they had a great time. And that's what it's all about. Like forgetting everything else that's going on and just having a good time. That's why I love doing what I'm doing. And again, it's all coming out of the speakers. Sometimes now I throw in a visual round where they get a piece of paper. They're not looking at a screen. They're looking at a piece of paper. And now everybody at the table is now surrounding each other, because now they're all getting together to try to get the answers. And that's a fun way of interacting. And again, I kind of do it like a radio station. Radio stations hate one thing. The number one thing they hate is dead air.
Yes, no dead air.
So when I start the music trivia, we have music the whole time. So after each round, I'll play a song, so that way they can walk around, do whatever they got to do, come back, go over the answers, and then we can keep on going. So it's throughout that the whole time. And then in the middle of each round, after a round is done, the songs that we play is fun stuff. Like it could be the Cha-Cha Slide, it could be Love Shack, it could be, you know, one of my favorites, which is, Redneck by Gretchen Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah, I love those songs. So anything that gets them going and dancing and singing, they love it. So that's what I love doing. That's why I love doing what I do, which is the music trivia is like my major key. But again, I'm also a DJ, and I love being out there at events. And I do a lot of now different types of events. Like now I'm working with Flexwork Sports, and we're doing some football, baseball camps with some of the professional players you see on TV. And so they do a lot of these youth camps. And so on those youth camps, I play music for them. So I'm enjoying that. I try to do different things. Like I'll still get calls for weddings and other kind of events. But I mostly try to do a lot of more family-focused, community, corporate events. I love doing those too. Letting them know that, you know, you can get someone fun at your corporate event. You know, you have a 3-day event going on. The first night you want to have a little fun going on. So, you know, call Big Papa G and we'll do a little bingo, a little music bingo, a little trivia, just even music and fun and games. So.
Well, yeah, I've been to a number of the events where you were the DJ and the MC, and it was fun, man. You played the right music and got the crowd going, and some of these events were huge. I mean, it was just unbelievable, the entertainment that you're having to provide, because you got a big audience there. You got to make everybody happy. What is it ultimately that led you to this? Before you were doing this, maybe back in New York, what were you doing that led you here, that you said this is what you wanted to do and turned into a full-time gig?
I think it was just growing up in the Bronx. And again, you know, we just finished, a couple of years ago with the 50th anniversary of hip hop. And hip hop to me, you know, started in New York, and I was born in the 1970s, so I was there when it started.
Yeah.
And I've had some experience of actually being at some of these locations that you hear about now, or you see. So it was my friends, family, and the surroundings of me wanting to be a DJ. Like I wanted to be that guy that's playing the music. I wanted to be the guy who scratches, you know, and all that other good stuff. And I got to learn a lot of that. But and that's kind of what made me start. And then again, I was doing that here by there, you know, little things going back and forth. I always wanted to be like a radio personality. So the fun part about being Big Papa G is that, you know, you got your live personality. And I think that's what really works out really well, is that because they're not just getting a DJ. They got this personality. They're like, you're a comic? I'm like, no, I just look funny, you know, like stuff like that. But, you know, you've been doing this so long, and you know, like someone can give you a script, but you're going to go off script sometimes because you're going to want, you know, you work in the crowd. You're looking at the crowd. And even when I come in there for events, it could be a regular DJ session, it could be music trivia or bingo, but you try to have fun with it. So I always try to do that, especially with my my community events. Like when I do the March for Dimes events, I've done that for years. You know, I'm talking about Vision Quest and all these other organizations that I've, you know, done events for. This is just an opportunity for them to have a good time. So, I mean, there's a cause behind everything that we do, and I always feel like, let me be the fun person. And let me be the one who's going to be able to let them enjoy tonight. They came for a good cause. I always look at it this way. You spend your money. You're here because you're happy about the organization. You're supporting the organization. So, okay, is it going to be regular? You know, they don't want to be bored. So my job is like, you're already here. My job is to try to entertain you. And again, I love big crowds. But I've gone to places where I drove 2 or 3 hours, and I show up, there's like 4 tables only. So I got to treat those 4 tables like it's 400 tables. So I'm going to bring my A game all the time. And that's what you have to do as a professional. You know, you want to do that because you don't want anybody walking out of there saying, oh, his attitude sucks. Or, you know, like it was just like, oh, blah. Like I never want to do that. And there's times, and I can imagine you have too,
Yeah,
when you're not feeling well at all.
This is not the vibe. But
yeah,
you
this is not the vibe, but you got to make it work. And I'm telling you, some of the first 2 or 3 rounds at some of these places, because this is the first time they're seeing me, and they'll look at me and they're like, you know. I literally had people come up to me years ago and come up when I walk in there and I'm setting everything. I was like, there's not going to be no hip hop and rap stuff, you know, and all that. And then when I start throwing out country or start throwing out some, you know, a heavy metal or something punk, they're like, you know, they're like surprised. And I mean, and as an entertainer, you got to learn how to work and adapt to the people that you're entertaining. So, you know, it's a fun and an experience altogether.
Play to the audience.
Yeah, you got to.
Tell me though, being in New York, I had the opportunity to interview DMC one time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you ever get to work with those guys? Or
I didn't get a chance to work with them actually, but we did do a show, and I was there as a road manager for another group that was performing, and it was during the time when Run DMC, Salt and Pepper, it was Big Daddy Kane, it was like a whole bunch of them that were performing in New York City. So I got a chance to be like a road manager, and I got to see them and hang out with them. And I did miss DMC because he was actually in Edwardsville last year at like a small, I think he was in Big Daddy's or something, like at 2 a.m. hanging out. And I was like, dang, why? I'm just down that block. I should have gone.
No,
but no, Run DMC, like those groups, like I'm telling you, coming from New York City and especially in the Bronx area, you know, growing up with and hearing that type of music, I love. Like, there's 2 types of music that I grew up with in New York City, and one was, you know, old school hip hop, which is your Run DMC, LL Cool J, and then you also have certain type of music called freestyle. And freestyle music with, like, you know, TKA, Judy Torres, you know, Brenda K. Starr. Those are like the groups and artists that like I grew up with. And so because of that, then going to college, then I got to, you know, Guns N' Roses, and then I knew country. But again, because of my oldest, I have 3 older brothers. The oldest, who we call the black sheep of the family, may he rest in peace. He's the one who taught me about the streets and taught me how to stay away from the streets. But he also taught me about music. And what it was he would always, he got me into putting that transistor radio that we had back in the days with that one little earpiece.
Right.
Who, for years, I was trying to figure out why is this always turning yellow, and I never realized it, you know, at that time. But it was that yellow piece, or that piece in my ear, and going to sleep, I would go to sleep with Cousin Brucey. Like the CBS Cousin Brucey and all the oldies but goodies songs, the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
He got me into Elvis. He got me into James Dean. He got me into all of that type. So that type of music, to this day, I love doing that. So that's why I love doing, like, I call them active older adults events instead of seniors. I always say seniors, don't be called seniors. You know, it's not a senior event unless you're getting a discount. Then you're a senior. Besides that, you're active older.
Right.
So I love doing those type of events too. So like I said, I kind of move and make sure that I do all types of events that people can be happy in and that I can enjoy. And if I don't know something, I always learn before I do an event. So if there's a certain type of music, I always ask the organizers, like, let me know, because I want to make people feel comfortable.
There it is, playing to that audience again, too.
Yeah.
You got a lot of nice testimonials and reviews that people have said about you, too. I'll put these up on the wall for everybody, but let's take a look here at some of what people have had to say. This is kind of neat. Somebody spent so much time with somebody doing it. I'm going to scroll down here. Papa G was amazing at my daughter's birthday party. He kept everyone entertained and involved. The music was exactly what my daughter requested, and he put on a great party. I would highly recommend him for any function or party. I'll definitely hire him for my next get-together. Pretty cool. How's that make you feel?
It makes me feel really good because, again, and then as I get older and you get some of these teenagers and college kids, they're looking at me like, this old man doesn't know what he's doing. Hey, you know what? I learn, and believe me, this old man knows what he's doing, I hope. So I can continue doing those. That would be great.
Well, that's what we're looking for. With that, we've got a lot of stuff we partake in the community. We're going to share with y'all some of that right now. Giddy up. So this is probably one of the most convenient parking areas for the Cardinals. We're going to say hi real quickly to our buddy over Paris. I'll wait till this car comes by. You can see the beautiful scenery behind us over here. How you doing? You guys want to be on camera? Say hi.
Hi, you remember us?
Yeah, well, holy cow, look who it is. Yeah, well, look, everybody. Oh, look, I thought I flipped it around there.
Gina's trivia.
That's right. Yeah,
I just sat next to him.
we did. We sat at the game together. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. We see you guys at the Cardinal games. We see you at fun trivia fundraisers. Gina's doing great. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Let's go Cardinals. I'll see you in there. Tracy's up there waiting for us.
Okay. See you soon.
All right. And the interview you've all been waiting for.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Hold
What
that
up,
up.
Jesus?
The interview. My good buddy Paris.
How you doing?
Paris,
Cowboy.
one of the best running backs in the history of semi-pro minor league football.
Yes, sir.
Got some looks from some big teams.
Yes, sir.
Play a lot of ball.
Oh, yeah. I play every level you can think of in football.
There it is. What was your favorite team you played for?
My favorite team were high school.
Pro, everything.
Well, of course, high school was always NJROTC.
Okay.
In college, I went to DCC. That's Dodge City Community College. And then Kansas after that. Then I was on the Rams practice squad in the 90s.
There you go.
2000.
The Rams practice squad.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. So there it is, everybody. Media has changed the way the world functions. Pick up our book here, Magnetize Media, #1 seller on Amazon. Yours truly wrote the introduction here, the foreword. And so, Cardi, you wrote the first chapter, 1,800 words. You're supposed to do 500, but hey, always overproduce, right?
Yep.
And make them happy.
Doesn't hurt, doesn't
But
hurt.
give me a quick cost analysis. A lot of people, I can DJ, I can get my little MP3 play and songs off my. That does not need the same effect. What are people missing when they don't want to have a professional do this?
I think when they have a professional, I mean, and that's what you want. You're looking for someone for your group. And so when I say that, it's like you want to look at getting someone who knows what they're doing. So have a conversation with them. I'm like, you're going to spend money and you're going to get somebody. So again, you'll see a lot of stuff on the internet talking about DJs should be getting paid, $800, $900, $1,200 a gig, $1,500. I'm like, where are you at? I'm like, be honest with you. Like, where are you going to be at that you're going to get that money, and what kind of event are you talking about? So you got to look at it. Like, weddings are usually the ones where you're going to charge a lot because there's a lot of stuff going on. A true professional knows, and that's the reason why when I do weddings, I don't have anything else going on that day. And I try to make sure, one thing I don't put music on my hard drive on my computer. I always have external. But when it comes to a wedding, I have it on my hard drive, external, a backup, and another backup. Why? Because it's your day. So when you're talking to that with someone, you want to make sure. So when it comes to cost analysis, it really varies where you're at. I kind of keep it. I've been really low in the past, and lately in the last 2 years, I had to go up because of the costs. Again, insurance, because I have insurance, and there's things with travel and everything else. But yeah, I would just double check on who you're talking to, and talk to the person. Find out what kind of person you're going to get, because again, anybody can play music, be honest with you, just like you said. And I've told people that too. I was like, listen, if you want, I can put music together for you, get a speaker and hook this up, we're good. You don't need me, because this is what you want to do and this is your cost. So I try to help people out. Believe me, would I like to do every event? Yeah, but you have to figure it out what kind of person you want to be, and I'm not here to take money from people. That's why I always say New Year's Eve, you get everybody and their mother's a DJ all of a sudden, because you know what? They're going to get paid. They're going to pay for people to do that. And so, you have to look at it that way. So it really depends on what type of event you're looking at, the experience of that DJ, and what kind of equipment that DJ is bringing also.
Very cool. Tell me, what is it that really sets you apart? Why should somebody choose you? What do you bring to the table that you really can't get anywhere else?
I think it's definitely the personality. I think automatically from my logo, if you see my logo, you'll see the smile, you see the way I am. That's always been like me. So, and I've been told that back and forth. It's like, I'm never going to come out and say, oh yeah, I'm the best DJ you'll ever get. No. I'm the person who's going to make the party fun. I'm the person who's going to be funny with your group. I'm the one who's going to be, take care of your group, make sure you're good, and have a good time with it. So I think it's all about having a good time, getting the right personality, the right person to do it. So I'm more of your personality DJ, MC. I can be the comedian. I can be the real nice guy on the microphone. I can be the professional person. I can be the person you need me to be. But you need to have someone who's going to be able to also think on their feet and deal with situations and not have a heart attack about it. I mean, I will, because I've had situations where I have a blank screen, all of a sudden the blue screen shows up on my computer, and I've got to figure out how am I going to turn this on, make sure I have my backup computer ready. There's a lot of things you have to be ready for, and you can't blame it on, oh well, the power went out. Well, you don't have a speaker with battery powered speaker in the car. I do. It might not be the best one, but yeah. That happened to me one night, and I happened to have one in the car. And I was the best DJ ever because I kept the party going. But I think it's my personality. Overall, it's going to be the Big Papa G personality. And that's why I love the logo, because you can see the smile and you can see, that I'm just trying to have a good time with you.
Well, I've seen you at events time and time again, always making everybody smile, put on a heck of a show, and getting people to have a good time. That's what you're there for. Are there any particular, before I ask you that, what's the best way for somebody to hire you? I've got your website up here. I'm going to put this up on the wall. But walk me through what's going on your website. Lots going on here.
Oh yeah. So on the left-hand side, it's pretty much telling you type of parties that I do. Again, I love the corporate events. Now I'm into the whole outdoor, the sports camps. I do still do the music bingo, and all of that I've done from day one. So this is not like a computer programming that I put in together. The calendar is up there now, so when you press on any of those, it's the events that are coming up. So, and I just started that. So February is, I still have to work on March, April, and May. They, believe me, is packed up. I will be doing that soon. Actually, someone from your staff was the one who told me about that, and so I started putting that together. So that was pretty cool. But they can go onto the events or book me, the book Big Papa G, and right there it'll kind of tell you some prices ranging and where I'm coming from and what's going on. So you can do anywhere from music bingo to music trivia. You've got your MC for corporate events, college parties now, or high school parties. So there's different things there for you guys to pick. But I always say give me a call if you have a question. That way I can always try to work it out and customize the event for you.
Lots of good information out there. You make it easy for us. That's well organized too. Somebody can see when you're available.
Yeah.
Updated calendars. You've got a couple spots that'll get filled in, but and you can see the pricing scheme and how people can figure out how to get laid out for how they can decide what they want you for a short event, long event. an all-day event and what they can do to make sure and hire one of the best DJs you're going to find in North America here, everybody.
Well, I appreciate that.
Tell me, is there any particular, I'm sure some people have given you some accolades, any kind of awards you've won, any kind of excitement around the community?
Believe it or not, I've been asked about awards and stuff, and I stay away from it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not that type of person. If it happens, it happens. But, you know, being part of Chambers in the beginning and everything else, I'm just, right now, I'm having a good time. I don't need an award to tell me if I did a good job on this or that. And if it happens, that's fine. I know I've done a lot for the community. I know I've given a lot of my service to a lot of organizations, too. It's not just about getting paid to do an event, but I love doing community events. I do a lot with the Puerto Rican Society in St. Louis. I've done stuff with the Cardinals, with the city. So I enjoy doing that. And again, now I'm concentrating on Mizzou now, trying to be involved more with Mizzou because of my daughter now that she's at Mizzou. So, but I'm always out there in the community trying to get involved and help out as much as possible. So to me, that's my accolade. That's what I love doing. So if people enjoy it, they know they can reach out to me. And if I can help them out in any which way, I've been doing it ever since I moved here. Well, before I even moved here, 19 years ago, but that's the type of person I am. You always have to give, be out there, be helpful to people. And that's the way I am. If I see someone in need or whatever the case is, that's what I'm all about too. So if that means my services can help on a cause, hey, give me a call, let me know. Let me see what I can do and help you out.
Very cool. Tell me, what do you like about the St. Louis market and what you've built here and all the organizations you get to work with and the businesses that you help promote?
I think it's I always say this is not New York because, you walk around, there's all types of people and all that. But doing these events and working with organizations, you get to meet people. And St. Louis is, they have a lot of characters in St. Louis. And I say that in a fun way, not being disrespectful. I'm saying that like there's a lot of people out here that are doing a lot of good and are trying to help out. And, a lot of us are in that bubble that we don't get the accolades, we don't get the awards, and that's fine. We know what we're doing, and we connect and network with each other to be better for the community. And St. Louis is a great community, Metro East area, that I work at and live at. Also, all of that is incredible, and I love the people that I'm working with and people that I get to meet every day. My wife says I am 55 years old. I'm trying to figure out how old I was. That's how I lost it. And she tells me, she's like, what do they call it again when you get when a man gets older and like
over the hill? Or?
No, well, like he buys a Corvette or something like that. There's
midlife crisis.
Yeah, the midlife crisis. See,
Right.
my midlife crisis was Big Papa G 13 years ago, and I think what that means is that I don't need to go out and go crazy. I have a good time, and I get paid for it, and I just love doing that. So to me, that's my midlife crisis, and it works because my wife's happy.
There it is, everybody. The legend here in St. Louis, Big Papa G. If you need somebody to help you get a big event going and have a lot of fun, MC, DJ, he's got and some great music trivia. One of the leaders in our community. Stay tuned, everybody. This is the Your Little Castle Show.